Okay, as you know who again. Um, I'm going to talk about. Let me get my thing a little more centered here. Other machines other than Haas, and other ways of setting up mills. I've run many machines. I did not start on a Haas. I started on a machine called a Matsura. The Japanese really ruled the industry, and the Fanuc Control was the king. There was another one called the Yaznak, and they're almost duplicates of each other. We did all manual touch-offs. I like the 1, 2, 3 block method or the dial block, and just your average edge finder. And you need to know how to use an indicator to find round objects. You're going to use your indicator a lot, not just for aligning the vise, but for finding surfaces, measuring, things like that. Okay, built into Immerse to Learn, I used to have the module active all the time, but I have an advanced optional one here. And here we got the Fanuc Control right here. The basic Fanuc Control. Now Fanuc makes a bunch of different models, but once you know one, you could figure out the other ones. And up here, if you did the install, right up here it says Fanuc Mill Control. Let me open link. All right, let me pull this over here. Of course, I got the machine, but not really that important. All right, here's the control, the Fanuc Control. Now, my opinion about CNC machines is they're like radios, and once you know one machine, you should be able to figure out the others, all right? Notice there's a hand wheel here, the jog hand wheel. You got the alphanumeric pad. You just got to look around a little bit. You got your e-stop. The overrides are usually dials on a Fanuc, not a button. And in this case, you can only override the feed rate 150%, not like 700% like we can on the Haas. But you can ride them up and down. You got the rapid override, reset buttons up here. The position displays are up in this corner. That's let me start this up. Press power on button. Now where's the power on, right? I think it's one of these. There we go. And it says alert, so I gotta hit reset. Make sure that's off. Reset. And on these machines, you don't get one that'll home everything. You have to home everything individually. So you gotta hit the home button. And I would always do the Z first. So you do, let me bring up the machine here. Here's your machine. So right now all those green lights are on. That means it's at the home position. So if you need to jog it or handle, you have to press handle. And these are your increments right here. So small, medium, large, extra large, right? And then you got to pick an axis, which is, I have to think about this for a second. We start cranking a handle. All right, that's X. Why is it in X? We'll find out in a second. All right, let me go over the other buttons. You got memory, you got edit, you got MDI. You got single block, you got optional stop. You got cycle start and stop down here. You got spindle on. You got, oh, this is jog feed, and this is for, oh, this is your axis selection right here. And notice the green light's not on means we're not in X axis is not at home anymore. And these will be for 4th, 5th, and 6th axis. So here's your display, and it says absolute relative. Relative is the same as operator on a Haas, or all. All has got all the positions. You got machine, distance to go, absolute. Absolute's like G54. These are the current commands right here, and this is your program. I kind of like this screen. Here's your MDI command right here. To change tools, you're going to have to write the code to change the tools. It's not a quick change. So to change the tool, you got to put in T1M6 input right there. It's right there. Or you can hit insert, insert or input. So you got alter, insert, delete right here. Got cancel, shift, reset, page up and down. So this is MDI. This is how you're going to change tools. Cycle start, changes tools. Hit reset, and this is the MDI page. This is the program page, MDI page. These are multifunctional keys. So sometimes they'll have stuff that's off the screen. That's relative, that's all, that's hand wheel. I really don't know what that one does. I would probably leave it in the all. I like the all. Got memory, this is your program. So to find your program, you got to go find your, it says directory right here. There's your directory and here's your O numbers, right? So you're going to go install your program. Now, to call up a program in a Fanuc, and actually a host can do the same thing. You type in, you'd be in memory, you type in letter O and the numbers. Let me see what's in the directory here. Edit, directory, 13795. Okay, memory. Letter O, 13795, and you go cursor down right here. But I think in this one, this is the simulator, it doesn't do it. That's how you search. It's like searching for a program. Now, if you're searching in the program, that's the cursor down also. Okay. Okay, so you get memory, alt, delete, hand wheel, jog is literally jog, and this is going to be your plus minus button, and how fast it goes is depending on where this knob is. So the feed rate control is also how fast it goes. You probably won't use jog that much. You're going to use hand wheel most of the time. What else we got here? So you got home. Home would be homing the machine. You got to hit home, and you got to hit X, and that's now home. Usually you shut off the machine away from home, and then when you power it up, it'll go to home. So other than that, it's still code, pretty much the same code. It's just got to learn to manipulate the page. A lot of these machines do not have graphics, so if the shop wants you to just go right for it, that's what you're going to have to do. You have to trust, you have to put everything in your favor, which means I would have the optional stop on. I'd use my single block and my distance to go. You can find out and say if it's what we call a proven program, which means it's been run before. You'd have some faith in it. The only issue would be, did I set the tools up right? Did I set the X, where is it Y right? So, and that's stuff we've been learning all along. Okay, so this is your basic Fanuc control. The most basic one is called, I think, the 0M for mill, and if it's got a T, it's for turning. Okay. All right, so if you can go through this course here, it's pretty much a duplicate of the Haas course, but it'll actually go through the selections, so you want to get in tune with that. All right, let me kill this one. And I just bought a nice wireless mouse. Let's see, what else do we got here? I also looked up some other training. A couple years ago, we had somebody that was at a local shop, and they had Herco machines. Now, the Herco can run G-code, but they were running conversational, which is answering questions like the track bill. But it's kind of unique, so you'd have to get in tune with how to do that. We have another company that has a Mazak machine. A Mazak will run G-code, but they're using a system called Mazatrol, which is conversational. It's actually pretty popular. But they said they would teach you if you went there to Gambler Tech, which is right near R&D Automation. So I found this one, a Mitsubishi control, so I can look at this M series, changing counters, program restarts, this is like a little quick lesson here. Now look through this.
Hi.
Honestly, never run a Mitsubishi control. I'm looking around here and I'm saying, all right, I see X, Y, Z, A. I see all 4 programs here. All 4 position pages. I see work offset. I see G54, so there's common stuff there. I see part of the program up here. I see edit, setup. All right, down here I see some other buttons, offset, coordinates. All right, I know a little bit. As long as you're honest when you're on the job, nobody's going to expect you to know everything. So I put this in our YouTube channel and I saved this here. I'm gonna actually put it in. I'm gonna make a playlist called other machines or each or what each machine is. I think I have one for Fanuc. Fanuc's very popular, but Mitsubishi's not going to be a lot different from what I can tell. Let me go.
Part program. For this, you must start on your monitor page and click Search. When you click Search, you will notice that you have some menus at the bottom. Serial, which is...
All right, so I think this will give you a jump start on how to get around that. And let's see. I used to have a Herco only one. I think I removed a lot of that stuff on this thing. Or Mazatrol. There's actually not a lot of good lessons on the Mazatrol. I actually bought a Mazatrol book just in case I needed to go help somebody. But to me, if you're programming with a CAD/CAM system, there's no need to use conversational. So that's kind of like the company's view on that. How are they getting things done? Like the people that had the Herco, they moved down from Connecticut and nobody from the company came. So when they came here, they just thought everybody knew Herco, and that's not true. And there was nobody there to teach anybody. So we actually showed them that it could run G-code, and they end up purchasing Mastercam, and now they're doing it that way. I think they're actually doing it both ways. So I can go on and on about this, and we can also, built into the course is manual touch off, and if you want to review your immerse to learn, but the most common, the only difference in manual touch off is where you're touching off from. The most basic way is touching off the top of the part as your zero. It's got its limitations though. So the better way of doing it is what a lot of us call a common surface, which is like the OTS on the Renishaw. That's not where your part is. So if you set your tools off a common surface, that means we're all doing it the same way. All the tools are set the same way. So you get your height offsets like on the back of a vise or the table, and you just pick that as your common surface. Now how you get your offset really doesn't matter. If you're using a dial block, and one with a light on it, or using a 1, 2, 3 block, just sliding it, you got to practice and make sure you don't do this and this at the same time, because you're going to break the end mill. So you want to bring it down close in the large or 10,000th increment, then switch to the 1,000th increment, and you should be able to go one click, slide, one click, slide, one click, slide, until you get that. And then you got to set that Z coordinate, which is the machine coordinate. And hopefully, if you look through the control, there may be a fast measure button, like the Haas has got the tool measure button. In a Fanuc, I believe it's the input button. Now in a Fanuc, it's input or input plus, and that's really, input plus is the calculator that adds and subtracts, and input is for setting a hard number. And I think there's also a tool measure button. So you can set all your tool height offsets, and then you need, just to get the Z offset will become a Z shift, sort of like the lathe. This is where I set the tools, and my part is here. So you need this distance, whatever distance it is from top to bottom. I actually have a little PowerPoint I'm going to attach and set that out. Okay, that's about all I can say about this. You guys are going out into the real world, and it's not everybody's got a Haas. So. But Haas is a very common machine. It's based on Fanuc type stuff. But they gave you a lot of like buttons that were commonly needed, and the other machines just don't have those. But it's like anything. It's like learning your mouse controls. After a while, it just becomes second nature. I could set up a manual. I haven't done it in a long time, but we probably should do it more in class. But anyway, well, actually, if you get in the next couple weeks, we can go over that some more. And so take what you know and then turn it into what you don't know and put it all together. Talk to you later.